Hello, Nigeria. Welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Maduchimo. Newsline this week is big. Big stories, big rivers, big elephants. Okay. Elephants are all big, so that didn't really fit in, did it? I know, just like elephants don't fit in your backyard. And it was like a dream when some rural dwellers woke up and found elephants in their domain. We have the interesting scoop that best compares with a fantasy movie. Really strange. Strange things happen all the time, don't they? Like a toddler selling at Oshodi Market. You'll meet her in the second segment. And the lunatic caught with human parts. It came as a shock to the crowd and people got enraged, as you will see. We also intend to discuss some topical issues. Third-party interference in a marriage should not be missed. You will also love everything I'm not revealing right now while you watch tonight's news with Lydia Ochi. Happy Sunday, Lydia, and over to you.
Happy Sunday to you, Becky. Welcome to the news. In line with the Presidential Directive for National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to declare a national disaster in the event of imminent outbreak of flooding, the agency has convened an emergency stakeholders meeting to review flood disaster situation in the country with special focus on Niger and other high-risk states. Director General of the agency, Mustapha Mehaja, urged stakeholders to step up efforts at evacuation and relocation of residents in flood-prone areas. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu has more.
The presidential directive also requires NEMA to activate the disaster response units of the military for possible search and rescue missions. The agency, prior to the directive, had embarked on visitations to military formations across the country. The directive granted the procurement and proportionate stocking of relief materials and health-related items to the tune of 3 billion naira to provide for the needs of possible victims. NEMA's Director General, while addressing the media after a closed-door meeting with the stakeholders, said most residents of disaster-prone areas have been relocated to safer ground. He said the agency is making frantic efforts to prevent casualties in the event of imminent outbreak of flooding in the country.
NEMA situation room has been activated for collecting data, analyzing the data or information received to guide the operations of the national EOC and the corresponding zonal EOCs. The nation, as regular as possible, will be informed of further development.
Dams and rivers have been spilling water as the water volume is put at 10.86 as against the earlier volume of 10.66. In Abuja, Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, NTA News.
Still on the imminent flood, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has constituted 5 incident response coordinators in the 5 zones with high risk of flood disaster to monitor situations and feedback for prompt response. Inaugurating the coordinators of NEMA, Director General Mustapha Mehaja urged them to remain committed in the discharge of their duties. He said information is power, hence he required regular updates on flood situation in their various zones for prompt action and prevention.
Ensure that the EOC annex and appropriate annexes are periodically updated, maintain sufficient supplies and equipment to ensure operational capability, and also manage information and its corresponding dissemination.
This move by NEMA is in line with Presidential Directive on regular updates on the flood situation for immediate action. And now to politics. The Nigerian police has announced a high-profile deployment of officers and men to Osun State for hitch-free governorship election scheduled for 22nd of this month. The team, which is headed by a Deputy Inspector General of Police, consists of an Assistant Inspector General and 8 Commissioners of Police. Francis Form reports that also deployed for the election are 2 police patrol surveillance helicopters, 30 armored personnel carriers, 10 armored vehicles and 300 police patrol vehicles. Force Public Relations Officer Jimoh Moshood says the operatives of the Force Criminal Intelligence and Investigation Department, IGP Monitoring Unit, and Intelligence Response Team are already on ground to prevent, arrest, investigate, and prosecute any individual who engages in vote buying and selling during the election.
Groups, no matter how highly placed, whose utterances and conduct is contrary to the Electoral Act or that can incite disturbance of public peace before, during, and after the elections.
He assured the electorate and contestants, as well as law-abiding citizens in Osun State, of adequate security throughout the election period.
Officers and personnel of other security and safety agencies deployed for the election are under strict instruction to be strict, polite, and civil, but firm in the discharge of their duties and other responsibility. They are to provide adequate security for the electorate.
On the restriction of vehicular movement, Jimoh Moshood explained that motorists and commuters can use Lagos-Ore Benin Highway and Lagos-Ibadan-Ilorin Highway as alternative routes. Still on politics, the All Progressives Congress APC says it will continue to challenge corruption to keep the country on course. In a statement by the party's acting National Publicity Secretary, Yekini Nabena, under the President Muhammadu Buhari-led All Progressives Congress administration, the scale of recoveries from corrupt elements in the past 3 years by the country's anti-graft agencies is testament that the administration's extensive anti-corruption drive is yielding results. It says, compared to the past successful prosecution of many corrupt persons, the hugely successful whistleblowing policy and voluntary return of corruptly acquired funds and assets have shown that it is no longer business as usual, and corruption is increasingly becoming unacceptable. The statement adds that recent reports in the media space against the anti-corruption efforts by the same opposition partisans and their proxies that ruin the country with their institutionalized corruption is a ploy for corruption to fight back and canvass votes of Nigerians for various elective positions. The APC therefore urged Nigerians to continue to challenge corruption and its related vices in line with the change agenda of the All Progressives Congress APC. And the resignation of the Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, and acceptance by President Muhammadu Buhari are actions of honor, strength of character, and integrity. This was contained in a statement by Acting National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Yekini Nabena. The statement says the news that the National Youth Service Corps NYSC exemption certificate tendered by the former finance minister was not genuine has been well reported in the media, and like all responsive and responsible governments concerned about the truth and due process, the federal government undertook diligent investigation of the allegation, stressing that the minister has taken the path of honor and resigned based on the outcome of the investigation. It says, in the President Buhari's administration of integrity and transparency in the conduct of public office, no officer of government with a modicum of questionable conduct or integrity should stay in office. The statement says the party appreciates her immense contributions to the stability of the Nigerian economy in the past 3.5 years. More on politics, Imo youths have declared their unflinching support for the realization of the ambition of Goomba Uche Nwosu, who has declared interest to contest the governorship election in the state in 2019. Jude Obiora reports that the declaration was made during the Imo youths rally around major roads in Owerri.
Alimo, Ebeka Onuno, Episiagama Hapo Ugumba.
That was a chant of mammoth crowd of Imo youths that gathered from the 27 local government area of Imo State to declare their resolve to support the gubernatorial candidature of Ugumba Uche Nwosu. Addressing the crowd, Director of Ugumba Youth Movement, Comrade Jeff Nwoha, and the National Youth Assembly of Nigeria, Right Honorable Augustine Samuel, as well as other speakers, said it was out of their infinity trust in the capability of the aspirants that made them pool their resources to procure the APC Goomba nomination form for him.
I come from the oil-producing areas of Imo State, and I know what it was like years back, especially as concerns the peace, security, and development of our area before this time.
We are here to tell you that our future cannot be mortgaged anymore. Our future cannot be truncated anymore.
In his speech, the Goomba aspirant under the platform of APC, Ugumba Uchenwosu, thanked Imo youth for their resilience in supporting him, adding that he too is a youth and as such knows where the shoes pinches. He stated that he will be able to respond effectively to their needs and aspirations when they give him their mandate in 2019 Goomba election.
Ugumba Uchenwosu will not disappoint you. I will make you proud. He gave us and signed the bill for not too young to run. Today across the federation, the younger ones can run for elected position in Nigeria, courtesy of President Buhari.
He urged them to empower themselves with their PVCs in order to make the right choice in the election. In Owerri, Judobera, NTN News.
Away from politics now. Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, has emerged as the best improved airport in safety B Airports Council International by, I'll take that again. Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, has emerged as the best improved airport in safety by Airports Council International Africa Region. General Manager, Corporate Affairs of the airport, Henrietta Yakubu, in a statement said the airport was chosen as winner following an intensive evaluation process that considered entries from several airports in Africa. She said Secretary General of Airports Council International, Ali Townsend, who informed the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport of the feat, said the award will officially be presented to the airport at the next ACI Africa Conference and Annual General Assembly, which will hold from 14th to 17th October 2018 in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. And now to security. The Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole over the night of 14th September and early morning of 15th September 2018 tracked and destroyed some Boko Haram terrorist vehicles that were attempting to launch fresh attacks on ground troops locations at the Gudumbali and Damasak in Borno State. Director of Public Relations and Information of the Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, said the mission was initiated following intelligence reports indicating a convoy of Boko Haram terrorist vehicles had been sighted. The Nigerian Air Force Intelligence Surveillance and Reconnaissance was then dispatched to search for and locate the convoy of vehicles. The Boko Haram terrorist vehicles were identified, isolated, and attacked by the helicopter gunship in successive strikes. 4 of the vehicles were immobilized and their occupants neutralized at Metele and Arege, where the other 5 vehicles were tracked down at Tubun Rego. Air Commodore Daramola added that a follow-up attack on the newly discovered insurgents' logistics base in Tumbun Rego was conducted by 2 Alpha jets Sunday morning, and their makeshift buildings and other facilities were destroyed. Still on security, the Nigerian Army has constructed and inaugurated blocks of office and housing accommodation for officers and men of 22 Battalion in Mubi, Adamawa State, to enhance their efficiency in fighting insecurity in the area and northeast at large. Ladi Bala reports that the new general officer commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Jos, Major General Benson Akinloye Akinyilayo, inaugurated the project representing the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Yusuf Tukur-Buratai.
The visit of the new General Officer Commanding GOC 3 Division Nigerian Army TIOLA, which is part of his tour of states under the division, is aimed at not only familiarizing himself with the activities of officers and men, but to have first-hand information on the working environment and as well encourage troops on the need to remain focused and resolute. In a welcome remark, The brigade commander, 23 Brigade Yola, Brigadier General Abdullahi Muhammad, did not mince words in appreciating the proactive efforts of the Chief of Army Staff in repositioning the Nigerian Army to be professionally responsive in protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria. While commissioning the projects on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, the GOC 3 Division Nigerian Army, Major General Benson Akintoye Akinroluyo assured troops of the commitment of Chief of Army Staff to ensure that welfare of troops and their families are not compromised.
The Nigerian Army will continue to provide infrastructure and basic needs to motivate troops' performance.
Earlier, the GOC, accompanied by other senior officers, paid homage on the Emir of Mubi, Abubakar Isa Ahmadu, where he commended him for supporting the Nigerian army in maintaining peace and order in the area. In Yola, Ladibala, NTA News.
And now to matters concerning religion. Nigerians have been called upon to pray for the nation's leaders and support the drive for economic growth and development. Sheikh Dahir Usman Bauchi, at a national prayer for the nation in Bauchi, also called on the electorate to contribute positively in their own way to strengthen good governance. Abbas Mekano has more.
Bauchi, who stressed the efficiency of prayer towards addressing the various challenges confronting the polity, prayed for the nation and those in leadership position. He called on the citizenry to support the present administration in the country in its determined efforts to find lasting solution to the socio-political and economic problems facing the nation. The Islamic scholar, who gave a brief biography of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, charged Muslim faithfuls to be using Islamic calendar in their daily undertakings as exemplified by the companions of the Prophet. Sheikh Dahir Bauchi also called on Muslims to imbibe the virtues of tolerance, love, perseverance, patience, and assisting the needy, as well as live peaceably with adherents of other religions as exemplified by the Prophet. He charged Muslim faithfuls to unite under one umbrella and work as a team for effective propagation of Islam, and expressed gratitude to governments and wealthy individuals who contributed towards successful organization of the event. The annual event was attended by thousands of Muslims from 36 states of the Federation and Abuja, as well as some other African countries. In Bauchi, Abbas Mekano.
President Muhammadu Buhari says he is saddened to learn of the passing on of Reverend Dr. Moses Ilo, the General Overseer of Soul Winning Chapel. In a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, President Buhari extends his heartfelt condolences to Reverend Ilo's family, friends, and the Christian community in Nigeria who mourn the demise of an exceptional statesman and religious leader. The President urged all who mourn Dr. Ilo to be inspired by his deep love, devotion, and dedication to humanity. President Buhari prays Almighty God to grant the deceased eternal rest and comfort all those he left behind. Sports update is next. Team Delta emerges winners of the just concluded 4th National Youth Games in Ilorin, as Nigeria's men's basketball team, the Tigers, is the first team to qualify for FIBA 2019 World Cup. Gift George has this and more on Sports Update.
Nigeria's men's basketball team, the Tigers, on Saturday at the Indoor Sports Hall of the National Stadium, Lagos, became the first official team to qualify for the FIBA 2019 Basketball World Cup in China after beating Central African Republic 114-69 in a second match. The Nigerian side, which continued its winning streak to 8, had earlier beaten Cote d'Ivoire in its first match on Friday by 84-73.
Our skill set and our talent kind of showed towards the end, and we were able to wind it up.
We had to play a defensive game. we can learn how to win those games. If it's going to be a turnover game, we got to learn how to win those games. If it's going to be an offensive game, we got to learn how to win those games. So to be a champion, you got to learn how to win all different types of games.
All is now set for the second phase of the Nigerian National Handball League, scheduled for the 25th of September at Roe Park in Lagos. Stakeholders said all arrangements have been concluded to take the game of handball to the next level in Nigeria.
We're beginning to see loads of activities going on in the sport, and it takes only a good sponsor like this to be able to help us.
This will be feeder teams to the national team. Our aspiration is to ensure this sport grows beyond ordinary sports. We want this sports to be medal-winning sports for Nigeria.
Delta State has emerged winner of the just concluded 4th edition of the National Youth Games in Ilorin. The state won 27 gold, 24 silver, and 16 bronze medals to win the festival back-to-back for the 4th time consecutively. Lagos State, the debutant, came second with 23 gold, 15 silver, and 22 bronze medals, while Ogun State and Bayelsa State occupied 3rd position with 11 gold, 7 silver, and 16 bronze medals. Over 100 members of the Nigerian Association of Physical Education, Recreation, Sports and Dance, NAFA SD, converged on Adeyemi College of Education on those states to elect executive members that will pilot the affairs of the association for the next 4 years. A 9-man board led by Professor Rauf Okuneye was elected and inaugurated. With sports updates, Gifts George, NTA News.
Now a quick look at the weather picture across the country. Time now for some messages. Newsline will return shortly. Don't go away.